scanning community, looking for individuals that are lurking in the dark. They've been video recorded on multiple properties. These individuals have not harmed any people, but they have been going into their property, going into their cars. This is live. This is Detroit. And this is how we protect families. Our objective is to not allow individuals to harm the families. And we don't focus on prosecution. We focus on prevention of predation, so there is nothing to prosecute people for. And 3 to 5 a.m. is when the most violent criminals come out. People are in REM sleep. They're deeply asleep, so they're unable to respond, and the violent criminals know that. We are protecting the community. This is a community in Detroit. Any place that does not have protection is violent. The reason you don't hear about it in country areas, rural areas, is because they don't have television stations to report the criminal activity out there. Philly, India. Glad you guys can join us here in Detroit. This is how we live out here. By creating conditions where violence does not occur, not waiting for criminals to strike. We simply don't let them strike. This is one house right here, by the way. That entire structure. Sri Lanka. Glad you could join us. The reason why our lights are off right now is because we don't want the criminals to see us from far away and adjust and then hide from us. And that's what they've been doing lately, is they see our lights, our strobe lights, and then they wait for us to pass by, and then they come out, and they have been going into vehicles, and people are fearing them coming into their homes. So we have to stop them from going into people's cars, because if not, the clients will not believe that we're murders, rapes, robberies. None of that occurs here because we do not allow it to happen. This is actual, what we call scan. And the reason why we call it scanning is because we are deterring, detecting, and defending. In this case, our objective is to find the individuals that are sneaking around at night in the dark. They've been recorded in the community by personal cameras on people's homes. And our objective is to get them to stay out of the community normally our lights are a deterrent, but these individuals are determined to evade us with our lights on, our strobe lights on, and they've been hiding in the darkness. And then they come out when we pass by, and then they go into people's garages and into their cars if they can gain access quietly. And that terrifies the families. So our objective is to make sure the families feel safe by not allowing the criminals to have an effect on them. Yes, criminals will kill in self-defense. That is true. Someone just stated that. That's why it's imperative when you come in contact with criminals to not make them fear enough to elevate their response. Your objective should be, when dealing with violent criminals, to get them to not be violent. If you make a violent criminal feel as though they are in a self-preservation situation, then they are going to respond violently. You want to de-escalate them by letting them know that if they don't get violent, you will not get violent, and therefore you de-escalate them. In other words, you make peace possible by making violent criminals believe it's in their best interest not to be violent. No purge. We lost. We are specifically looking for individuals that have been seen on camera last night, lurking, going into people's backyards and into their driveways, gaining access to their cars, and taking items from their cars. Yes, most people in the city, and even more people are armed in suburban and rural communities. Having a gun does not keep you alive, unfortunately. The United States Secret Service protects people every day, and have done so for many years now, and they're very successful. And although the Secret Service does have firearms, you'll notice that the Secret Service does not actually use the firearms when protecting our president or anyone else, because that's not how you stop the violence 9 times out of 10, especially if it's close quarters. You stop the criminal activity by stopping them from shooting. In some cases, obviously, a firearm is the only solution, but it's very rare. Yes, thieves do take catalytic converters. We just saw a statement from someone. Yes, that is correct. Here, we're not having a problem with catalytic converters being taken anymore, because The criminals that used to come in here and take catalytic converters 10 years ago were chased out of here. And as a result, they stopped coming in and stopped taking catalytic converters. So the people are safer, and so is their vehicles. And so they sleep better at night knowing that there are people that are preventing predation in their community. Vipers, the movie. It's got to be coming out in the future for sure. It's that comment. Where's Vipers, the movie? The book. Yes. I will show myself and the vehicles, as a matter of fact. No, I do not have a GoPro strapped on my head. I'm holding a camera, phone, so we can move it around as needed. No, we're not distracted driving. Focused driving, actually. LOL, that's a good one. Hyper focused. The process for being a part of the team is to call in and apply, and then go through the process. And it's an ongoing training process. We never stop training, testing, and performing. So SCP or OCP? Yeah, I like OCP. So what do we do? And that's why we have to train. Because without the training, you don't have the skill set required to create your safety that you need in order to go out and make other people safe. So that's what we do for 26 years now, successfully. Yes, we don't SCP. We don't secure. What we do is deter, detect, and defend. That's the threat management triad. And part of the way we see at night is we use night vision, thermal imaging. Our cameras are night vision in our vehicles. There are also cellular cameras inside our vehicles, so we can see them anywhere from anywhere in the world. We are creating safety safely. This is one of the communities. Yes, this is a Hummer H3. We also have other Hummers as well, and we have electric Hummers en route. There are very few COVID cases here now. There used to be a serious problem, but not now. Most people are vaccinated, so we're not seeing an uptick here in this area in Detroit. We don't stay safe, but thank you. We actually make it safe. And the way we do that is by making sure we put ourselves at risk, first and foremost. We make sure that the other people that depend on us are safe. So we have a saying that we make it safe out here. We never stay safe. Our goal is to not stay safe in order to make it safe for families that depend on us. Hummers are going great. Yes, it's not a biohazard symbol though. Venom? Yes, the HOA did hire us starting 11 years ago. And according to the chief of police, we have lower crime than most suburbs in the United States. We have not had a home invasion, rape, robbery, murder in our communities since we started. And that is because we prevented them. And there was a severe and significant criminal activity, violent criminal activity when we first started 11 years ago in this particular community. And these communities are approximately 5,000 homes. Life tip. Someone asked for a life tip. Life tip is that I'm going to give you is this. It's imperative to look at all people as your family. Look at all people as extended members of your family and treat them the way you'd want your family to be treated under all conditions. If people did that, we'd have a much more safer and more successful society that would be positive for everyone. So look at all people that you come in contact with as extended members of your family. It doesn't matter if they're acting inappropriately. Remember, they're somebody's family, and treat them the same way you'd want your family treated in the exact same situation. Oh, great. Glad you liked our training and used it. We have a police officer that came into our facility today. His name is Dan, and he gave a statement today about a situation where I was able to help him when he was being attacked at a gas station here in Detroit many years ago. We were proud to be able to help people. And remember, police are just people. They're families, they're members of families, and they're protecting people. And people are protecting police every day. And we need to create a safer society by making it safer for everyone. John, oh, I couldn't get your last name. Ivan Kiska. Welcome. We're glad to share with you how we do this. Our objective is to take this globally. We want people everywhere to know you can prevent violent behavior and prevent people from being harmed by focusing on not allowing them to be victimized. And now our goal is to use our lights to make the criminal element know to stay away. We don't want to use the same techniques and patterns every day. We're not officers, we are a private organization. This is about public safety, providing safety for people. We're a private organization. I am not Morpheus of the no. Whoever said that. Yes, like a community patrol. We call it scanning, but yes, it's simply, essentially what we do is focus on the prevention of violence. And when we come across violent criminals, our objective is to get them out of the community, hard one, which means we failed to prevent predation, which does not happen in recent years. And that's because we don't create the conditions for violent criminals to attack the families in the first place. And then we ward them off by how we interact with them. And they literally don't want to have conversations and communicate with us on camera. So the violent criminals actually leave just from conversation now. Years ago, they used to be more resilient and resistant. But once they found out that they would not physically be able to harm us, they decided not to be violent anymore. So this is what we do to create safety. We actually look. We don't wait for criminal activity to happen. We look for individuals that are hunting the families. And then we do not allow them to harm the families. And when we catch them attempting to do so, we make them leave. And 9 times out of 10, we caught them before they had a chance to actually get into the home or harm the family. And we do take them in custody and transfer them to police. We manage threats here, so we spread the word that you can create safety safely. Yeah, sometimes we're in a area that has very bad signals, so it will be cutting out. We will be doing more lives in the future, showing people how we create safety safely. This includes our emergency responses. People call us for rapid response 24/7, and we are going to take you with us so you can actually see how we manage situations and conditions of violence or potential violence, and how we de-escalate it and create safely. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we will be back in touch, and we will go live again so people can actually see why we train and how we learned our training. Because without Detroit and without actually being in situations of violence, we wouldn't know what we know about how to create safety safely. So we learn these things through actual interaction with violent criminals. So it's one thing to train in sport. It's one thing to train in a situation where you have controlled environments. But when you're out here in the streets, in real life, when you're actually out here at risk, then your training gets tested. In our case, we've been through a lot of violence, and we learned from it, and we learned how to manage that violence, and now we're sharing that with you. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching. And remember, our training is specifically for you, so you can actually go out there and keep yourself and your family safe. But these are things we've actually used in real life. So keep that in mind, that you're actually learning from people that actually lived, and we are alive because of our training. So we will have more lives in the future. Our objective is to share with you our techniques, our strategies, so you can actually see how we learned what we teach. Thank you.